Welcome back. All right, so first recap today and tomorrow. There will be various recap videos as well as we have games throughout the day. So because it's President's Day in the States and it's Family Day in Canada, so going to be a fun day tomorrow too. And of course, if you're in Europe, this is great. You get to see a lot of NHL hockey early in the day for you guys. You don't have to stay up too late. All right, first up, we're going to talk about Nashville and Minnesota. This game really encapsulates how many struggles Minnesota's had lately, and yet in the end they end up being victorious. It also shows Nashville doesn't give up. So it's Saros versus Gustafsson in this one, early jump for the Wild. The shots are 4-0, 2 minutes into this for Minnesota. Pressed by Nashville at 4 minutes. They don't get shots out of it, though. They end up getting a power play soon after. There's a shorthanded break for Eriksson Ek. Saros saves there. Tomasino then has a shot that's saved. It trickles wide. So it got through the goalie, but it trickles wide. That's killed off, just the two shots. The Wild then rush. There's a press by Nashville at 8 minutes. Nashville has the momentum halfway through the period. The Wild would get a power play that was killed off, but it definitely seemed to change the feeling of the game. Gaudreau's denied after it ends. Zuccarello was robbed by Saros. The Wild press. Saros and a beautiful save by Nino Niederreiter are the reasons it's scoreless after one. Second period, it takes 9 seconds. Duhaime on what was kind of a double deflection. Yeah, he scores from Gaudreau, and so Minnesota's ahead early. And then the Wild get a power play shortly thereafter, and they score on it. It's Kaprizov bearing a rebound from Eriksson Ek and Zuccarello at 1:37. So it's 2-0 Minnesota very quickly. Duchesne then has a shot deflect wide. The Wild draw another power play. Kaprizov has a shot that's blocked. Greenway's denied on a fast break. And then Duhaime, I have to say, probably his best game all season. Really nice to see him prominent again, even though he hadn't had a point. I think they said it was 17 games. Yeah, I really still like Duhaime, so even if he's not producing. Wild press with 9 minutes left. The shots are 10-4 Wild with 8 minutes left. Nashville would get some pressure with 3.5 left as they get a little bit of momentum. Eventually, they score at 17:03. It's wired low far corner by Novak. Gravel with the assist, so Novak hot. And it's 2-1 after 2 periods in favor of Minnesota. Third period, 1 minute and 23 seconds in on a rush. Kaprizov scores from Zuccarello. Kaprizov's just a magician out there, isn't he, folks? So it's 3-1. Merrill then has a shot that's held. The Wild with some momentum yet again. Yossi takes a puck to the arm, but he stays in. He's okay. Just freaks out Nashville fans, the idea of Yossi potentially getting hurt. We get a power play for Nashville. That's killed off. The Wild get a power play. It's a 4-minute power play as well. That's killed off. Great penalty kill by the Preds. And then Yossi scores 5-hole from Ekholm and Novak at 15:04. So that tightens up the game. They pulled the goalie with 1:35 left. They called a timeout with 1:14 left, and they would score. And it's Niederreiter, who kept the game tied at 0 in the first, who gets the goal in this case. He scores from Yossi and Novak at 19:13. So Yossi with a goal and an assist there, and it's a tie game. And I'm like, all right, we're going to go to overtime. I threw the 4 up there because I figured overtime's on the way. Nope. Seconds later, 26 seconds later, one goes in off Hartman's chest. They all count. Hartman gets that one from Brodin and Spurgeon. So the Wild would hold on to this one. Nashville pulled the goalie again. Your final score is 4-3 for Minnesota. They go to 30-21-5 with the win. Nashville 26-22-6 with the loss. The shots in this one, 13-8 Minnesota in the first, 12-9 Minnesota in the second, 10-9 Minnesota in the third. Final shots 35-26 Minnesota. Power plays Nashville 0 for 2. Minnesota 1 for 5. The hits 25-19 for Nashville. Saros saves 31 out of 35. Gustafsson saves 23 out of 26. So, entertaining game. All right, next up. St. Louis and the Ottawa Senators. So, the No Mercy Magnet is out for this one. And it feels like this is how the rest of the season is going to go for St. Louis. It's going to be tough. So it's Grice versus Sogard. Good early back and forth in this one. The Blues draw a power play. Kyrou has a one-timer that's held. Then Watson was denied on a shorthanded drive of his own. Power play's killed off. Blues press after. We end up with too many Blues, so that means it's a power play for the Sens. Giroux's stick dies twice on the same shift. The second time it leads to a rush by Nathan Walker, and Giroux goes back to the bench just choked. And I understand why, because you shouldn't have two sticks die during the same shift. Sens go back to the power play after that one is killed off, and the shots are 8-4 for the Blues at the half. So the Blues came out playing well. Good cycle on that second power play. The Blues are doing a good job of blocking and clearing. Kachuk's denied in close. That's killed off. Shen can't bury one in close. And then it's Pinto opening the scoring. He's heating up again from Batherson and DeBrincat at 15:37. Great pass by Batherson and a really nice reception by Pinto to bury it there on a rush. Kyrou to Thomas near miss here. Then 47.1 seconds left. Blues get a power play. They reviewed to see whether or not it should have been a 5 for Stützle, and they gave him a 2 for charging. I didn't think it was a charge. I thought it was a board, but either way, it's a penalty. So it's 1-0 for Ottawa after 1. Early in the second, it becomes 34 seconds of 4-on-4 during that power play. The Blues had this that spanned the period. And then when it becomes a power play for Ottawa, they score. It's DeBrincat from Stützle and Tkachuk at 1:51. DeBrincat's play has been better in the second half of the season, I think, than the first. I think he's getting more used to Ottawa. Totally understand why he's not available for trade. So it was a one-timer and a nice pass by Stützle. Pitlick then fires one high as the Blues press, but at 7:23 it becomes 3-0. Nice deke by Stützle and bar down. Tkachuk and Giroux at the assists. The Sens score. This one's reviewed for a high stick. It counts. So it was Tkachuk from Giroux at 10:07. I don't think Craig Berube was happy with that one. But, I mean, it's a 4-0 goal. He wouldn't have been happy with it no matter what the circumstance. Then we had a fight between Tucker and Watson because Watson boarded one of the St. Louis players and Tucker jumped in. He got the instigator on that. I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with Tucker doing that in that situation. Hamonic then has a blast that's tipped wide, and at 12:35, Ottawa scores again. It's Batherson from DeBrincat and Pinto. Sens then go to the power play. There's a shorthanded rush for Walker. That was saved. And that power play is killed off. 2 shots allowed. So after 2 periods, the score is a lot to nothing. Third period, the Blues press at 2 minutes. Brassard fires one wide on a rush opportunity. Power play for the Blues. That's killed off. And then at 7:51, Stützle on a breakaway. He scores from Zub and Brandstrom. So fantastic game for Stützle. That's 2 goals to go with an assist to this point in the game. Not bad. Now, the only thing that was left was, would Søgaard get a shutout? The answer is no. At 9:16, Parayko breaks that up from Pitlick and Walker. And at 11:46, Pitlick tips one in front. Falk with the assist on that one. Blues then get a power play. That's killed off. They go back to the power play. It's killed off as well. And then Ridley Gregg gets his first NHL goal from Brassard and Chabot at 18:16, along with the allowable and agreeable and absolutely understandable amount of celebration. So, with 1:06 left, the Blues would get another power play. That just makes their power play look bad. Your final score is 7-2 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. So there's the no mercy magnet. Sens go to 27-24-4 with the win. St. Louis drops to 26-27-3 with the loss. Again, the tank is now on for St. Louis. They did outshoot Ottawa in the first 12-10. Shots were 17-11 Ottawa in the second, 9-7 St. Louis in the third. Final shots 34-32. Favor of the Senators. Power plays St. Louis 0 for 6. Ottawa 1 for 4. Hits 23-18 St. Louis. Greiss saved 27 out of 34. Nobody's going to believe me, but I thought Greiss had a decent start to the game. Søgaard saves 30 out of 32. Looks like the real deal, but again, it's still early, right? Okay, now, last up, is Edmonton and the Colorado Avalanche. Now, there's a lot of speculation when it comes to the Oilers right now and what's going on with them. And, of course, we have speculation, too, with Colorado and can they repeat. I'm going to say this. Edmonton is having problems protecting leads. I'm not talking out of turn by saying so. It's Campbell versus Georgiev in this one. The Oilers press at 1.5 minutes. The shots are 5-1 in their favor 3 minutes into this. Avs get a power play. Lehkonen fires one wide. That's killed off. The Avs go right back to the power play, and it's Warren Foegele that goes to the box both times. And the second time, you can hear as the referee's announcing the penalty, him yelling, "What?" So the Avs go back to that. Rantanen's denied. The Avs cycle. McKinnon has a blast that's held. The Oilers do kill that off. Foegele then has a shot that's blocked, but he scores to make up for the 2 penalties from Janmark and McLeod at 15:08. Then with 2 minutes left, the Avs get their third power play. Remember, Oilers haven't had any yet. There's some issues. The fans are getting restless. That's killed off. So we're going to the second period with the Oilers up 1-0. Early press by the Avs, but Foegele would end up making it 2-0, his second goal of the game. Nurse and Ceci with the assists at 1:14. The Oilers then press for another. They have a lot of momentum at this point, right? McDavid has a net drive that's defended. Hyman takes a puck to the knee, but he was okay. Avs get a fourth power play. That's killed off. And then right after they kill it, they go the other way. And Draisaitl scores from Nugent Hopkins and Hyman at 7:37. And then, less than a minute later, the Avs answer. So this is the problem the Oilers have had, is holding that lead, right? McKinnon scores from Girard and Rantanen at 8:34, wires it through the screen. Avs then look for another, and they get it at 12:48. It's Nichushkin from McKinnon. Now, with momentum and only down one, the Avs are pressing to tie it. Ryan then missed one as the Oilers tried to press back, and at 17:42, Barrie scores a one-timer. This was screened as well. Shore and Puljujarvi with the assist. So Devin Shore on the board. A lot made of all of his trials and tribulations to get back in the lineup, but there he is. And so the Oilers are up 4-2 after two. Third period. To 26 seconds in on a rush, McKinnon, it's filthy, it's not fair. He scores from Manson, he just wires that one, so that makes it 4-3. Oilers go to the power play, that's killed off. Puljujarvi has a shot that's held, and then Janmark on a face-off win for the Oilers gets a goal from McDavid and Ceci at 3:58, so that makes it 5-3. And honestly, I felt like, okay, cool, all right, they've stopped it. They're going to win this game. I really felt like the Oilers had enough. There's still a lot of time left, but they should win this. Shots are 4-3 for Edmonton at 6 minutes. Yamamoto's denied on a fast break. And then Campbell thought he had it. He didn't. And so the puck's loose. O'Connor jams it in from the side of the net. Byram and Comfer with the assists at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. The Oilers press with 8.5 minutes left. Englund then had a chance on a 3-on-2. That was held. And then at 15:48, it's Lehkonen tying the game from Comfer and Girard. Now, it was on a face-off win, and it went in off Nurse. So that goal may be changed. It may become Comfer's. But at any rate, Lehkonen getting credit for the goal, and it was a complete meltdown. Barrie nearly answers, but it's 5-5. We're going to overtime. In the overtime, Edmonton 2-3, Colorado 5-2 in overtime. The Oilers control early. McDavid has a net drive, loses the handle on it. Puck goes the other way. Nurse then had a shot that deflects out. McKinnon has a rush chance. That's defended. Near miss for Rantanen. McDavid is then denied on a rush chance. We end up over in this column because I ran out of room. Newhook fires one wide on a rush. Draisaitl has a chance that's held. There was a goal line stand on Nathan McKinnon, and then it doesn't matter. Rantanen outweights Campbell with 22 seconds left in overtime, so at 4:38, he scores from Taves and Comfer. Colorado with a huge comeback. They were down 3-0, 4-2, and 5-3, and they won it 6-5 in overtime. They go to 31-19-5 with the win. The Oilers 30-19-8 with the overtime loss. This is starting to become a problem. Shots in this one, 15-11 Colorado in the first, 14-9 Edmonton in the second, 12-11 Edmonton in the third, 7-3 Colorado in the overtime, very wide open. Final shots, 42-40 for Colorado. Power plays, Edmonton 0 for 1, Colorado 0 for 4. Hits 27-17 for Edmonton. Campbell saves 36 out of 42. We can have the goalie debate if we'd like. Georgiev saves 35 out of 40. No real goalie debate in Colorado, although it feels like Georgiev's numbers have come down over the last few weeks. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.